It was the extreme love of Korean Mafia boss. He tore me out of the flames and gave his own life to the fire so I could live. I remember the heat, the smoke, the brutal strength of his grip as he threw me towards safety. I remember screaming his name as the flames closed around him instead. That was the moment I survived. That was the moment he chose to burn so I could live. That was the extreme of his love. My name is Cleo. Almost 10 years ago, everything you're about to hear happened to me. These days, I live quietly in Marseille, painting in the mornings and raising my children by the sea, pretending my hands were never made for blood. But memory has a long reach, and some fires never truly go out. I'm looking at my hands now. It's been 10 years since that night in Seoul. 10 years since I learned love isn't a heart, it's a loaded gun, and Joon-ho Cheon was the man holding it steady. I carry scars on my knuckles from the fights I won, and a hollow ache in my chest from the ones I didn't. But standing here, safe on a balcony half a world away, I know this much. The day he broke me was also the day that taught me how to survive. But to understand the blood, you have to understand the ash. It happened at the Cheon Cultural Center. The gallery floated over the Han River like a glass cathedral, full of people whose shoes cost more than my mother made in 10 years. I was 24. I was naive. I wore a silk dress Joon-ho bought me and felt like Cinderella right before midnight. My painting, The Weight of Silence, hung at the center. 6 feet of charcoal and oil. A storm of dark feeling I had poured my whole soul into. Joon-ho stood beside me. His tuxedo fit him like armor. He was the heir to the Cheon Syndicate, though the news called it a conglomerate. He was beautiful the way a tiger is beautiful. Perfect. Dangerous. Ladies and gentlemen, his voice carried, smooth and sharp as polished stone. The room hushed. They feared him. I loved him. I didn't know those were different things. Tonight, we celebrate talent, he said, turning toward me. His eyes weren't warm brown anymore. They were flat, black, empty, and we exposed fraud. My stomach fell through the floor. Joon-ho? I whispered. He didn't blink. He snapped his fingers. 2 men in black suits, men I had cooked for, men who had laughed at my table, stepped forward. They poured lighter fluid over my painting. The smell hit first. Sharp. Chemical. It strangled the perfume in the air. Joon-ho, what are you doing? I reached for him. He caught my wrist. His grip bruised. You sold our route schedules to the Viper clan, he said quietly, just for me, but loud enough to shatter my heart. You slept with my enemy to buy your mother a new apartment. Don't lie. I didn't, I gasped. I swear. I didn't, liar. He flicked the lighter. He didn't throw it. He touched the flame to the canvas. Fire swallowed it instantly. My painting, my future, my life curling into black smoke. The crowd gasped. No one moved. No one ever moves against a Cheon. You are nothing, he said, dropping my wrist like garbage. A street rat I dressed in silk. Go back to the gutter, Cleo. If I see you in my city again, I won't be this merciful. He turned away. The heat singed my lashes. I stood there burning in front of Seoul's elite, stripped of love, dignity, and even my name. I ran. I didn't stop running for a year. 1 year later. Rain in Seoul is different when you're poor. It isn't romantic. It's heavy, cold. It soaks through cheap coats and crawls into your bones. I sat on a plastic stool in a narrow alley in Itaewon. Neon lights bled into dirty puddles. My sign said, Tourist Portraits, 10,001. The ink was running. Mama, cold. A tiny voice whimpered. I turned to the double stroller wedged between a dumpster and a brick wall. I pulled the plastic tarp tighter. I know, Micah. I know, I whispered, rubbing his leg through the blanket. One more sketch. Then soup. Warm soup. Okay. Soup, Maya echoed, sleepy. They were 11 months old. My twins. My secrets. They had Joon-ho's eyes. His stubborn chin. Every time I looked at them, love hit me like violence and fear right after. If he knew, he'd take them. He'd call it inheritance. He'd make monsters out of them. So they had to stay hidden. Even if that meant hungry. Hey, girl. Draw me. A drunk American soldier staggered over. Beer and wet wool clung to him. He dropped a crumpled bill on my sketchbook. "Sit still," I said. My voice was rough. My hands were red, cracked, bleeding, but they didn't shake. They couldn't. Art wasn't art anymore. It was food. I had just shaped his jaw when the air shifted. Like before a storm, pressure dropping, sound thinning. The alley went quiet. The soldier blinked and straightened, staring past me. A low hum filled the street. A black sedan slid forward, smooth and deadly. A phantom, wide enough to own the road. My heart stopped. I knew that car. Move, my head screamed. Run, I couldn't. Dumpster behind me. Drunk in front. The car stopped. The window rolled down. I shouldn't have looked. I did. Joon-ho sat in the back seat. Expensive. Sharp. Gray suit worth more than my whole building. Neon carved his face into cruel lines. He looked tired. Shadows lived under his eyes now. Beside him sat Minji, the Viper's daughter, the woman who ruined me. A diamond burned on her finger as she laughed, her red nails on his knee. "Joon-ho, look at this filth," she sneered. "Why did the driver take this way?" He didn't answer. He turned. Our eyes met. Time didn't stop. It shattered. For 1 second, I wasn't a beggar. I was the woman he swore he'd love forever. Shock hit him hard. His phone slipped from his hand. "Cleo," he mouthed. I froze. His eyes dropped. My sign. My hands. My wet jeans. Then he looked behind me. Micah sneezed. Loud. Wet. Joon-ho's eyes snapped to the stroller. The tarp had slipped. 2 small faces stared back at him with his eyes. Understanding hit him fast. Cold. Exact. 1 year, his face went white. The door handle clicked. He was getting out. "Drive." Minji shouted. "We're late." "Driver, go." The driver obeyed. Tires screamed on whetstone. "Stop." Joon-ho yelled, but the car surged forward. As it vanished, he twisted in his seat, palm to the glass, eyes locked on mine. Not like a lover, like a man who just found something he thought was dead. I dropped the charcoal, shaking. "You gonna finish?" The soldier slurred. "Keep it," I gasped. I ran, pushed the stroller through puddles, lungs burning, rain and tears mixing. I didn't go home. I wasn't stupid. He saw me. He saw them. The monster was awake. I hit the subway stairs, wheels skidding. I fumbled for my card. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Asterisk run all you want, little mouse. "I have your scent now, asterisk not Joon-ho." Minji. She saw me too. Fear has a taste. Like copper pennies in vial. I tasted it all the way down the escalator into the Itaewon subway, the stroller wheels smashing against the metal steps. People stared. A woman soaked to the skin, dragging a filthy stroller like it held treasure, eyes darting like a hunted animal. I didn't care. In the subway glass, I didn't see myself. I saw a ghost. "Run all you want, little mouse." Minji's words were still burning on my screen. She wasn't teasing. She was hunting. I shoved into a train car, wedging the stroller between a businessman and the door. The twins were silent, scared by my fear. Micah reached out and grabbed my jeans. I covered his hand with mine, squeezing too hard. "It's okay, I lied." My voice scraped. "We're going to Grandma's." Grandma. Mama V. Not blood, my parents died when I was a teenager, but she was all we had. A retired trauma nurse with ruined knees and a heart built like stone and fire. She lived in a half-buried apartment under the shadow of Lotte Tower. We lived in the dirt so others could touch the sky. I checked my phone. Nothing. Joon-ho Cheon didn't send warnings. He sent consequences. The apartment smelled like bleach, cabbage, and wet concrete. 1 room, split by a hanging sheet. A kitchenette shoved into a corner. Ugly, cold, small, but ours. Cleo? Mama V stepped out holding a wooden spoon. Gray hair tied in a bun. She took one look at me and the spoon fell from her hand. "They found us," I whispered. She didn't ask who. She moved, locked the deadbolts, pulled the blinds, grabbed towels. "How?" she asked. "Alley. Sketching. His car." He saw me. He saw them. She froze. Looked at the twins. He knows. He did the math. She swore softly, wrong and gentle. Strip the baby's wet clothes fast. We leave tonight. Busan. My cousin. Busan isn't far enough. My socks squelched as I paced. Minji knows too. If we go public, they'll see us. They own the cameras. Everything. Then we die here? I stopped. Looked at my hidden painting, the only thing worth money. I need cash. Jewelry. Private car. Coast. Boat? Asterisk beep. 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 Asterisk the keypad. We froze. No one had that code. Asterisk beep. 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 Asterisk override. Bathroom, I hissed. Take the kids. Lock it. She ran. I grabbed the biggest knife I owned. A bread knife. Stupid against bullets. The handle turned. Click, light spilled in. A man filled the door. Joon-ho. No jacket. Shirt open at the throat. Hair wet. Breathing hard like he'd run. He shut the door. The lock slammed. Silence pressed against my chest. He saw the room. The stains. The mattress. Poverty. His jaw jumped. Then he saw me. And the knife. Put it down, he said. His voice wasn't cruel. It was barely controlled. Come closer and I swear, my hand shook so hard the blade flashed. He stepped forward. Stop. He didn't. He came close enough that I smelled rain and scotch and metal. You live like this, he said. In this hole. Street rats don't get palaces, I spat. He flinched. Where are they? Gone. Don't lie. His eyes went to the bathroom. A whimper. He closed his eyes. Pain crossed his face. Then it vanished. Pack a bag. No, he stepped closer. Took the blade in his hand. Blood slid down his wrist. I gasped. You think I'm the danger? He whispered. Minji paid to burn this building tonight. With you in it. You're lying. I broke every law to get here first. My men stopped the first crew. More are coming. He grabbed my shoulders. I burned your life once, he said. But I will burn this city before she touches them. The bathroom door opened. Mama V stood there with a shotgun. Let her go, she said. Joon-ho didn't lift his hands. Shoot me and my men leave. Then Minji's crew comes. He looked at me. Please, he whispered. Let me save them. Blood dripped onto the floor. I saw Mama V's fear. I heard Minji's words in my head. Put the gun down, V. Cleo. We don't have a choice. I faced him. If you hurt them, I won't. If you do, I'll burn your empire with us inside it. He nodded. Good. He called his car. We left under wolves in suits. I didn't look back. I stepped out of the gutter and into the beast's cage. And when the armored door locked, I understood the worst truth. I wasn't afraid he'd kill me. I was afraid he'd make me want to live. There's a kind of silence that only lives inside a car worth $500,000. It's swallow sound. Rain, sirens, the city screaming outside, it all disappears, replaced by sealed air and soft leather. I curled in the back corner, wrapped around the twins like I could become a wall. Mama V sat across from me. The shotgun was gone, taken by one of the wolves up front, but her eyes were still aimed like a weapon. Joon-ho sat between us. Even in a car this size, he was too big. He pulled the air out of the space. He didn't look at us. He stared at the partition, his injured hand resting on his knee. One dark drop of blood had soaked into his trousers. I couldn't stop watching that spot. It was the only thing that felt real. Where are we going? I asked. My voice sounded like glass. Cheon Tower. The penthouse. I laughed once, sharp and ugly. You're taking babies and a woman with bad knees to a glass box? That's not a home, Joon-ho. It's a fortress. Micah stirred. He blinked at the darkness, then at Joon-ho. Joon-ho went still. Slowly, he turned. This time he really saw them. Not an idea. Not a shock in an alley. Two real children. He saw Micah's nose, his nose. Nora's mouth, his mouth. He reached out. His fingers shook. Don't, I snapped, pulling Micah closer. His hand froze. They don't know you, I said. You don't get to look at them like that. Like they belong to you. You burned that right the day you burned me. He stared at his own hand, then pulled it back. I didn't know, he whispered. Cleo, I didn't know. You didn't ask. He leaned his head back, eyes closed. He looked tired in a way money can't fix. A king ruling over Ash. Cheon Tower stabbed the sky. The elevator shot upward, my ears popping as we climbed. The doors opened into a world I barely remembered. White marble, glass walls. The city spread beneath us like a living thing. Italian furniture, sharp lines. But the walls were empty. Once, this place had been full of art. Warhol, Basquiat, even 3 of my sketches. Now, nothing. He'd stripped his life bare the same way he stripped mine. Guest wing, he ordered. Everything they need. Now, Mama V stepped in front of him. I'm taking them, she said. And I'm locking the door. A sad little smile touched his mouth. You used to bring me tea. That was before you killed her spirit, V snapped. No, Joon-ho said. Cleo stays. V looked at me. Go, I said. I'll be fine. She didn't believe it. But she went. The silence came back. Just me and him. Your hand, I said. You're bleeding. It doesn't matter. It does if you die before fixing this. He sat when I told him to. I found the first aid kit, the vodka. I poured it over his hand. He didn't flinch, just watched my face. Why didn't you tell me? He asked. Tell you what? I wiped blood away. You threw me out, burned my name. I had nothing. I would have listened. No, I pressed harder. He hissed. You already decided. I looked up. His eyes were inches from mine, black with flecks of gold. Why did you believe it? I whispered. Why did you think I'd betray you? He pulled out an old phone and handed it to me. Read. My name was on the screen. My number. Messages. Lies wearing my face. I felt sick. I didn't write this, I said. It came from your phone. And 50,000 went into your mother's account. That money. Minji said it was a grant. I paid V's bills. She built a fake world where you were a traitor. He stared at the floor. That line, he suffocates me, that broke me. It wasn't real. I know now. His fingers touched my cheek. I destroyed the only thing that was ever mine. What do we do? I kill her. That starts a war. Let it. His forehead touched mine. I was too tired to move. I'll fix this, he said. I'll give you back. His phone buzzed. He looked. His face drained of color. He turned the screen to me. Live video. The guest room. 2 cribs. Mama V asleep in a chair. And Minji smiling between them. How? I whispered. She built this tower. On screen, Minji stroked Nora's hair. A message appeared. Asterisk come alone. Or the girl stops breathing. Asterisk Joon-ho stood, gun in hand. Stay. No, I grabbed the knife. She's touching my daughter. Cleo, move. We ran toward the hallway, into the mouth of the beast we thought we owned. There's a sound that lives in every mother's nightmares. It isn't a scream. It isn't glass breaking. It's the sound of a stranger whispering sweet things to your child. Joon-ho kicked the nursery door open. No warning. No shouting. He came in with the gun raised, steady, deadly. I was right behind him, the bread knife slick in my sweating hand. The room glowed softly from a cloud-shaped nightlight. Mama V was slumped in the chair. My heart stopped, then I saw her chest rise. Slow, deep, drugged. And there, by the left crib, stood Minji. She looked like something out of a dark fairy tale. Black coat draped over the rail. My daughter in her arms. Nora was awake, blinking up at the woman who wanted us burned, her tiny hand tangled in Minji's silk blouse. Don't, Joon-ho said. Low. Feral. The gun aimed straight at Minji's head. Put her down. Minji didn't even look at the gun. She traced a red nail down Nora's cheek. She has your nose, Minji murmured. It's almost poetic. A king's blood in a gutter-born child. I said put her down. Minji laughed, soft and cruel. And wake her? You won't shoot, Joon-ho. If you do, I fall. And she falls with me. I moved around him, slow, knife flow. Give her to me. Minji finally looked at me. Disgust twisted her face. The cockroach. She bounced Nora slightly. Nora whimpered. Poverty is ugly on you, Cleo. Give me my daughter. Your daughter. Minji tilted her head. Legally, she doesn't exist. No papers. No record. Just a stray. Joon-ho's finger tightened. 1. If I die, Minji said lightly, my father releases the recording. Joon-ho froze. What recording? The one where you threatened to kill her at the gallery. If it leaks, your board destroys you. And my father burns this tower in grief. She stepped closer. Joon-ho didn't fire. So here's the deal, Minji said. You marry me. Tomorrow. I'd rather die. No, you wouldn't. Because if you don't, I give the Vipers the twins' location. She leaned in, smiling. You want them safe? You need me. Then she turned to me. Stood too close. My child between us. And you, she said. You want to stay near them? I clenched the knife. If you hurt them, she touched my lips. I need a nanny. Nannies are invisible. Quiet. They don't sleep with the master of the house. She smiled, slow and victorious. You can stay. Watch them grow. From the shadows. As stuff. And you'll watch me become the mother they deserve. I wanted to kill her. I could see it, metal, blood, silence. But Nora grabbed Minji's earring. If I moved, she'd drop her. Do we have a deal? Minji asked over her shoulder. Joon-ho looked at me. Broken. Trapped. Put her down, he rasped. Is that a yes? Get out. Minji placed Nora back in the crib, slow and gentle. Smoothed the blanket. Sweet dreams, princess, she whispered. Daddy gets married tomorrow. At the door, she smiled. 7 p.m. Ballroom. Don't be late. Then she was gone. The silence she left crushed the air. I dropped the knife. Ran to Nora. Checked her. Held her. Sobbed into her tiny neck. Joon-ho stood frozen. I should have killed her, he whispered. She would have destroyed everything, I said. She won. No, I said, standing. Cold now. Clear. She thinks she did. He looked at me. She forgot who I was before you put me in silk, I said. She forgot I grew up where monsters are made. I took the gun from his hand. She owns the board. The story. You can't beat her loud. I checked the chamber. We beat her quiet. He stared. What are you saying? If I'm the nanny, I whispered, I touch her food. Her room. Her secrets. I gave him the gun back. Marry her. Smile. I looked at Micah sleeping. And while she watches you, I met his eyes. I kill her from behind. He grabbed my arm. Cleo, no. Dangerous is a lighter in a gallery, I said. This is war. Then his face changed. Cleo, he said softly. Look at Nora's arm. I looked. Red letters. Lipstick. Till death, Minji had marked my baby. And in that moment, I knew killing her wouldn't be enough. I needed to erase her. There is a specific texture to humiliation. It feels like cheap polyester scratching against sweating skin. The morning of the wedding, I didn't wake up in silk. I woke up in the servants' quarters on the 40th floor, a windowless room that smelled of industrial lemon cleaner. On the bed lay my armor, a black dress with a high collar, a white apron, and sensible shoes. The uniform of the invisible. I put it on. I buttoned the collar tight, choking back the nausea. I tied the apron strings until they dug into my waist. I pulled my hair back so tight it pulled at my scalp. 10 years later, I can still feel the phantom itch of that fabric. It was the costume of my surrender, or so they thought. In reality, it was camouflage. A wolf doesn't wear sheep's clothing. A wolf wears the skin of the sheep it just slaughtered. I walked into the main suite. The penthouse was buzzing with stylists, florists, and planners. They ignored me. I was furniture. I was stuff. Joon-ho was standing by the window, staring out at the gray smog of Seoul. He was already dressed in his tuxedo. He looked impeccable. He looked dead. I walked up to him with a tray of espresso. Sir, I said. My voice was flat. He turned. When he saw me, saw the uniform, the apron, the subservience, his face crumpled. It was a crack in the marble. Take it off, he hissed, batting the tray. A cup rattled, but didn't fall. Cleo, take that filth off. Lower your voice, I said, not moving. The walls have ears. Minji has cameras in the light fixtures, remember. I can't do this, he whispered, staring at my apron like it was a wound. I can't marry her while you scrub the floors. I can't be the king while you are the help. You have to, I said. I stepped closer, holding the tray like a shield between us. You marry her. You keep her happy. You keep her distracted. And you. I find the leverage, I said. I find where she keeps the files. I find the weakness in her armor. Every tyrant has a loose thread, Joon-ho. I'm going to find hers and pull until she unravels. He looked at me, his eyes burning with a mixture of love and self-hatred. I love you, he said. Don't, I replied sharply. Not today. Today, you love her. Today, you are the perfect groom. I shoved the coffee into his hand and walked away before my resolve shattered. The wedding was held in the grand ballroom of the Cheon Hotel. It was a spectacle of obscene wealth. Thousands of white lilies had been flown in from Holland. The smell was overpowering, thick, sweet, and suffocating. To this day, the smell of lilies makes me rat-touch. It smells like a funeral. I stood in the shadows of the mezzanine, holding Nora. Mama V had Micah in the back room. We were on standby in case the new stepmother wanted a photo op. I watched Minji walk down the aisle. She was breathtaking. I have to give her that. She wore a custom Vera Wang gown that cost more than my life's earnings. She looked like an angel carved from ice. Her father, the Viper boss, walked her down the aisle, looking smug. This wasn't a wedding, it was a merger. It was a hostile takeover of Joon-ho's soul. Joon-ho stood at the altar. He didn't smile. He didn't cry. He was a statue. Do you, Joon-ho Cheon, take this woman? I do. The words echoed through the hall. 2 syllables. A life sentence. And do, Minji? I do. She said it with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She looked directly at the camera flashing in the front row. She was performing. When they kissed, the crowd erupted in applause. I looked down at Nora sleeping in my arms. I felt a cold, hard-knot form in my stomach. Till death, she had written on my baby's skin. Till death, I promised back. The reception was a blur of champagne and fake laughter. I was assigned to the head table service. Minji's idea, of course. She wanted me close. She wanted to see me pour her wine. I approached the table. Minji was laughing at something the Viper boss was saying. Joon-ho was staring into his glass. More champagne, madam? I asked, keeping my head bowed. Minji turned. Her eyes sparkled with malice. Oh, look, darling, she said to Joon-ho, loud enough for the table to hear. The nanny is so attentive. Isn't it charitable of us to give her a job? Most single mothers in her position end up, well, in less savory professions. The table laughed. The Viper boss eyed me up and down with a look that made my skin crawl. She has good hands, the Viper boss grunted. Artist hands. Failed artist hands, Minji corrected. She held out her glass. I poured. My hand was steady. I filled the flute to the brim, perfectly. Oops, Minji said. She jerked her hand. The champagne splashed over the rim, soaking the white tablecloth and splashing onto her dress. The table went silent. You clumsy idiot, Minji shrieked. She stood up, slapping the bottle out of my hand. It shattered on the floor. Look what you did. This is custom silk. I'm sorry, madam, I said, bowing low. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't fix a $50,000 dress. She grabbed a napkin and threw it at my face. Clean it up. Now, on your knees. I froze. The entire ballroom was watching. The elite of Seoul. The cameras. Joon-ho started to stand up. Minji, that's enough. I caught his eye. Don't, I mouthed. Don't blow cover. I slowly lowered myself to the floor. I knelt in the puddle of champagne and broken glass. I picked up the napkin. I started dabbing the hem of her dress. Harder, she hissed, looking down at me. Scrub, Cleo. Know your place. I scrubbed. A shard of glass cut into my knee through the black tights. I felt the warm trickle of blood. Remember this, I told myself. Asterisk, burn this moment into your brain. Use it as fuel. Asterisk, get her out of my sight, Minji said, kicking my shoulder with her heel. And check on the children. If I hear one cry tonight, you're fired. I stood up, took the tray of broken glass, and walked out. I didn't run. I walked. Back in the service corridor, I leaned against the wall and shook. Not from fear. From adrenaline. I had seen something. When Minji had stood up to scream at me, Her purse had fallen open on the chair. Just for a second. Inside, I saw a phone. Not her main one. A burner. And a set of keys with a red tag. Storage, that's what the tag said. She kept her leverage close. The night ended. The guests left. The couple went up to the penthouse. I was in the nursery, feeding Micah, when the door opened. Minji walked in. She was still in her wedding dress, but the train was ruined. She looked drunk on power. Joon-ho was behind her, looking like a prisoner walking to the gallows. "Put him down," Minji said. "He's eating," I said. I said put him down. I lowered Micah into the crib. He fussed, but settled. "What do you want?" I asked. "It's our wedding night," Minji purred. She walked over to Joon-ho and ran a hand down his chest. "Tradition dictates we consummate the marriage." Joon-ho flinched. "Minji, let's go to the master suite." "No," she said. She turned to me, her smile wide and terrible. "I want the nanny to watch." The heir left the room. "What?" Joon-ho choked out. "I want her to sit in that chair." Minji pointed to the nursing chair in the corner. "And I want her to watch us. I want her to see who you belong to now. I want her to see you pretend to love me." "You're sick," I whispered. "I'm the wife," she corrected. "And you are the help." "Sit down, Cleo." "No," Joon-ho roared. "Absolutely not. Get out, Cleo." "If she leaves," Minji said calmly. Pulling a small remote from her pocket, I press this button, and the ventilation system in this room closes. The oxygen cuts off. They suffocate in 20 minutes. It's a very advanced security feature. Panic mode, I believe my father calls it. She held up the remote. Her thumb hovered over the red button. "Sit. Down." I looked at the remote. I looked at the twins sleeping in their cribs. I looked at Joon-ho, whose face was a mask of pure horror. I walked to the chair. I sat down. Minji smiled. She turned to Joon-ho and began to unzip her dress. "Kiss me, husband," she commanded. "And make it look real. Or the baby stop breathing." Joon-ho looked at me. His eyes were begging for forgiveness. Begging for death. "Do it," I whispered, my voice dead. "Save them." He stepped toward her. He placed his hands on her waist. And as Minji pulled him down onto the daybed in the center of the nursery, her eyes never left mine. She wanted to break me. She wanted to show me that my love was nothing compared to her power. But she made a mistake. She thought watching this would break me. It didn't. It turned my heart into a stone that I would use to bludgeon her to death. As Joon-ho kissed her, tears streaming down his face, I stared at the remote she had placed on the side table. It was within reach. Almost. There are things you can't unsee. They burn themselves onto the back of your eyelids. When you blink, they're there. When you sleep, they're there. I think when you die, they're the first things waiting in the dark. I watched. I sat in that rocking chair, my fingers digging into the wood until splinters bit my skin, and I watched the man I loved touch the woman I hated. It wasn't love. It wasn't even lust. It was the jerky, broken movement of a hostage trying to keep a bomb from exploding. Minji never looked away from me. Her eyes were empty, shark black. She didn't make sounds for pleasure. She made them to cut me open. Every moan was a blade. When it was over, she stood, fixed her ruined silk dress, and picked up the remote. "Adequate," she said lightly. "You can breathe now, nanny. The air stays on." Then she left. She didn't even glance at Joon-ho. She had already broken him. You don't look at things once you've crushed them. The door clicked shut. Joon-ho stumbled off the daybed and ran into the bathroom. I heard him retch, over and over. Then the shower turned on. Then scrubbing violent, desperate, like he was trying to peel his own skin away. I didn't go to him right away. I went to the cribs, checked the vents, the windows, the locks. The twins were still asleep, peaceful. The innocence of children is the only proof I have that maybe God still exists, even if he abandoned this penthouse. Then I went to the bathroom. Joon-ho was slumped against the tile, fully clothed, water pounding down on him. He was shaking so hard his teeth clicked. His nails were raking his chest, red lines rising on his skin. Joon-ho. He looked at me like he didn't recognize the world. I had to. The remote, I know. "I feel filthy," he whispered. I feel he gagged again. I turned off the water, grabbed a towel, knelt in the puddle and wrapped it around his shoulders. I didn't hug him. I couldn't. Her perfume still clung to him like rot. "Listen to me," I said, gripping his face. "You didn't betray me. You took a bullet for your children. Do you hear me?" He shook his head, tears mixed with water. "I can't live like this." "You don't have to live," I said softly. "You just have to exist. Be the shell she bought. Leave the living to me." "What are you going to do?" "I'm going to find where she hides the bones. 2 weeks later invisibility is a skill. You learn how to breathe quietly, how to walk without sound, how to exist without being seen." I became a ghost in Cheon Tower. I wore the uniform. I cleaned. I cooked. I changed diapers. I kept my eyes down when Minji entered. I became what she wanted, a broken thing grateful for scraps. And she stopped seeing me. She left her phone on the counter. She argued with her father on speaker while I dusted. She grew careless. Tyrants always do. I learned her life. 7 o'clock, yoga. 8:30, egg whites, grapefruit, black coffee. 9 o'clock, decorators, tearing out Joon-ho's past. 12 o'clock, lunch at the club. 2 o'clock, nap. 4 o'clock, massage. The massage was my door. Every Tuesday and Thursday, she locked herself in the master suite for 90 minutes. No one allowed inside, but her purse stayed in the foyer. It was Thursday. The masseuse had just gone up. I checked the monitors. Joon-ho was at work. Mama V was with the twins. I had 90 minutes. Her purse sat on the table, white crocodile skin obscene. My heart slammed as I opened it. Lipstick, cards, mints, keys. 3 of them. Car, elevator override, and the one with the red tag. Storage. I swapped them with a fake set I'd taken from housekeeping. My hands shook as I walked away. Storage wasn't a room. It was furniture. I went to her private study, the war room, desk, shelves, her own portrait, a liquor cabinet. The cabinet was wrong. Too deep, too shallow. I felt along the wood, found the hidden keyhole. The red key slid in. Click, the back opened. A safe. Inside, hard drives. Velvet bag with a dead woman's necklace. And a file. Viper, her father. Blood tests. Dates. Arsenic. She was killing him. Slowly. This was her throat. I took photos. My hands barely worked. Then the front door. A man's voice. "Minji?" "Joon-ho." Her voice answered from nearby. "I'm in the study." She was here. She had baited me. Footsteps came closer. "Looking for the nanny," she said sweetly. "My keys are gone." She knew. The handle turned. I grabbed a whiskey bottle and smashed it against the cabinet. Glass. Liquor. Chaos. I slammed the safe shut just as the door flew open. Minji stared. At me. At the mess. I dropped to my knees. "I'm sorry." I cried. "I was cleaning, please." She walked over, crushing glass under her heels. Lifted my chin. "You broke the 1952 Macallan," she whispered. "I'll pay it back. Please." She studied my eyes. "Worth more than your children," she said. "Get out before I throw you off the balcony." I scrambled away. In my room, I locked the door and slid to the floor. My hands bled. My knees burned. I smelled like whiskey and terror. But my phone glowed. Arsenic trioxide. I had her death. Then a text came. Unknown number. "I saw what you took. Asterisk garage. 5 minutes. Alone, asterisk, or I tell her, someone else was hunting. And this time, it wasn't just Minji. The basement garage of Cheon Tower felt like a grave. Concrete walls. Oil and cold dust in the air. The hum of fans breathing for a place that didn't deserve air. I walked toward Pillar C4. My apron still reeked of the Macallan I'd smashed. My knees burned where glass had kissed skin. Blood had dried sticky on my stockings. I held my phone like a rosary. If this was a trap, I was walking into a bullet. If it wasn't, I was shaking hands with hell. Someone stepped out from the shadow of a black SUV. Mr. Choi, head of security. The man who dragged me from my apartment. The man who watched me kneel at the wedding. He lit a cigarette, the flame showing scars on his knuckles. "Good reflexes," he said, breaking the bottle. "Most people freeze." "You were watching." "I always am." His eyes stayed empty. "I saw you take the key. Open the panel. I saw what you photographed. Are you going to tell her?" "If I wanted to, you'd already be ash." He reached into his jacket. I flinched. He paused, then slowly pulled out a thick envelope. "Minji is careless," he said. "She threatens my men, the chairman, and she poisons her own father." His eyes sharpened. "If the Viper dies, she takes everything and kills everyone who knows. Including you. Including me. So you want to help?" "I want to live." He held out the envelope. "Your photos. Enhanced. And footage of her opening that safe." It felt heavier than paper should. "Dinner tonight," Choi said. "She'll make him sign power of attorney. Then she finishes him. Tonight, you serve dinner. Get this to him. If she sees it, she seals the room. You all die. How do I get close? Joon-ho will make space. You jump." He crushed the cigarette under his boot. "Miss, and I shoot you myself." The dining room was dressed like a funeral pretending to be a party. Black cloth, silver candles, duck and truffle oil fighting lilies in the air. I stood by the sideboard, pitcher in hand. My hands shook. The envelope hid under the platter, under linen. The doors opened. The Viper walked in. Park Do-hyun. 30 years of fear and one failing body. Skin gray, hands shaking, eyes yellow with sickness or poison. Minji guided him, sweet as sugar on a blade. "Careful, Papa." Joon-ho followed, pale as bone. He glanced at me, a tiny nod. They sat. Minji cut his meat, wiped his mouth, talked about rest. "Sign tonight," she said, pouring tea. "Then Switzerland. They'll fix you." "Swiss, yes, drink." Steam curled up. I knew what rode inside it. "Water, sir." I stepped forward. Minji snapped. "Back to the wall." "He needs water," Joon-ho said. His hand crushed his fork. She waved me in. I poured. My body blocked her view for half a breath. Not yet. The envelope was still on the sideboard. I stepped back, looked at Joon-ho. He lifted his glass. "To family." "To family," Minji echoed. He drank, then jerked and flung the wine straight into her face. My eyes, she screamed. Chaos. Joon-ho knocked his chair back. "I'm sorry." My hand I moved. Sideboard. Platter. Envelope. Back to the table. The Viper stared at the mess, confused. "Sir," I whispered. He looked at me. I dropped the envelope onto his plate. "Read it." "Before the tea." I vanished. Minji shoved Joon-ho away. "Papa, are you?" He wasn't looking at her. He was reading. Silence fell. "Papa," she said. He looked at the cup, then at her. "You," he whispered. She reached into her purse. I knew for what. "You fed me," he said. "You smiled and you fed me poison." She lunged. He grabbed the steak knife and slammed it through her hand into the table. Her scream tore the room open. "You want my throne?" he roared. "Take it." She dropped to her knees, trapped by her own flesh. "Joon-ho," she screamed. "Kill him." Joon-ho didn't move. "No," he said. "I don't think I will." The Viper pulled a revolver and aimed. "Goodbye, daughter." Click, nothing. Again. Click, Minji laughed through blood. "I emptied it this morning, Papa." She pulled a small pistol. She aimed at me. "You," she said. "You delivered the mail." Bang, pain exploded in my shoulder. I hit the wall, slid down and read. "Cleo." Joon-ho screamed. He lunged. Bang, he fell. The room tilted. I saw the Viper trying to rise. Minji firing, pinned and wild. My lungs bubbled. Mama V. The twins. I had missed. As dark closed in, Minji laughed. Panic mode. Steel slammed down. Doors locked. We were sealed in. And I was bleeding out on the carpet. Pain isn't a feeling. It's a color. Blinding white. It washes everything else away. I lay on the dining room carpet with my hand pressed to my chest. Blood was everywhere, hot, thick, soaking through my apron. It didn't really hurt yet. It just felt heavy, like someone had stitched a stone into my lung. Across the room, The world had turned into a slaughterhouse. Die! Minji screamed. Bang! The bullet slammed into the wall inches from Joon-ho's head. He was on the floor, dragging himself behind an overturned oak chair. His leg was ruined, blood, torn fabric, bone-deep pain. The viper slumped in his chair, choking. The poison and the shock had finished him. His face had gone purple, his fingers clawing at his own throat. A king dying like an animal. Minji was still kneeling, pinned to the table by the knife through her hand. She couldn't pull free. She was trapped. But she still had the gun. Panic mode creates a vacuum. She laughed, wild and broken. No air. No fire systems. We're all going to suffocate, Joon-ho. Like a family. She swung the gun toward me. And you go first. My vision blurred. I thought of Micah and Nora down the hall. Mama V would be barricaded with them. If Minji didn't kill us, the heir would. I couldn't die. I didn't have permission to. My eyes found the spilled whiskey. It soaked the tablecloth and dripped onto the carpet, a shining river of alcohol leading straight to her. And near the viper's fallen cane silver, small lay a lighter. Joon-ho's lighter. The one that burned my life. I started to crawl. Stay down. Joon-ho shouted. Minji fired. Bang! Wood exploded from the chair beside him. He didn't hide. He grabbed a heavy silver candelabra and hurled it. It hit her shoulder. She screamed. The gun went off into the ceiling. Cleo, move. Joon-ho roared. I didn't move fast. I dragged myself, inch by inch. My chest ripped open with every breath. I reached the lighter. My bloody fingers closed around cold metal. What are you doing? Minji shrieked. I flicked the lighter. I'm finishing my masterpiece. I dropped it into the whiskey. Whoosh, fire didn't hesitate. It raced. Blue and orange swallowed the carpet, climbed the tablecloth, kissed her ruined silk dress. Minji went up like paper. Her scream wasn't human. It was what comes out when a soul is torn loose. She dropped the gun. She clawed at the knife, ripping her own flesh to escape. Joon-ho, she screamed, burning. Help me. He didn't look at her. He looked at me. He crawled to me, dragging his shattered leg. He pulled me back from the fire. The doors, I gasped. Sealed. The override, he coughed. Smoke was already thick. Behind her. Behind the flames. You can't, I cried, grabbing him. You'll die. He touched my face, smearing blood and soot. I burned your world once, he said. Let me burn myself to give it back. No, Joon-ho. He pulled away. He stood on one leg and walked into the fire. I watched his jacket catch. I watched his skin blister. He smashed the glass on the panel. He punched the code. Thunk, the locks released. Shutters groaned upward. Air rushed in cold, sharp, alive, feeding the flames, making them roar. Go, he screamed, collapsing. The doors burst open. Mr. Choi and his men flooded in with extinguishers. Foam and smoke swallowed the fire. They dragged me out. They dragged Joon-ho out. I lay on the cold marble, coughing black. I looked back. The room was an oven. The viper was dead. Minji was gone, only ash and bone. Joon-ho lay beside me, burned, broken, breathing, alive. I took his hand. We survived, I whispered. He opened his eyes. Choi, he rasped. Yes, sir. Take her. Take the kids. France. Now. No, I cried. I'm not leaving you. You have to, he said. Someone must be the monster so you don't have to be. We'll tell the truth. They won't care, he said. I will. He pulled something from his pocket, a single stick of charcoal. Paint it, he whispered. Tell the truth. Joon-ho, go. Choi nodded. Men lifted me. Don't you dare, I screamed. Don't you leave me again. He watched me as they dragged me away. He didn't blink. He smiled. A smile that said, I paid. 10 years later the sun in Marseille is gentle, gold and warm. It smells like salt, not smoke. I sit on my balcony and smoke a cigarette I pretend I don't need. My shoulder aches when it rains. The bullet left a star-shaped scar. Inside, the house is loud. Micah is 11. He plays piano with his father's hands. Nora paints in bright colors. No black. I made sure. The painting hangs in the hall. 6 feet of charcoal and ash. A man walking into fire. A woman screaming. It's called The Debt. It's sold for $4 million. The letter waits on the table. Once a month. No name. Just a prison stamp. Inside is always the same. A bird. A sparrow on a wire looking at the sky. Shaky lines. Burned hands. But alive. Joon-ho took every sin so I could be clean. The king in the cage. I trace the bird. Fly, I draw a key. I send it back. I know he'll never use it. Some loves aren't about staying. Some loves are about watching the other person survive from the other side of fire. Mom, Nora calls. Look. I wipe my face. I'm coming. I leave the letter on the table. He kept his promise. He burned the world for me. And from the ashes, I learned how to paint. And I was bleeding out on the carpet.